Good morning, students. So, the continuation of carbonates compounds. So, today's topic is IUPAC nomenclature. IUPAC nomenclature. So, IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. Organic compounds. IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. So what is the IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So according to this method, so we have to give the names for organic compounds. So in this IUPAC method, so generally we can use the following terms or following words, that is prefix. Second one is root word, then suffix. Okay, prefix, root word, suffix. Prefix tells about the substituents. It tells about the substituents. So whatever the substituents are present in the given organic compound, that is identified with respect to the prefix. Root word tells about the number of carbons present in the given organic compound, that is identified with respect to the root word. Suffix tells about the saturation or unsaturation. Saturation means single bond, unsaturation means double bond or triple bond. Saturation, unsaturation, and presence of functional group. So yesterday I told the definition for functional group and types of functional groups. Presence of functional groups. Okay. So in IUPAC method, generally we can use the prefix, the term prefix, root word, then suffix. Prefix tells about the substituents as well as the nature of the chain. What kind of the carbon chain is associated. Root word tells about the number of carbons. Suffix tells about the saturation, unsaturation, as well as the presence of functional group. These are the three terms which can be commonly used in the IUPAC method. Okay. So then rules. What kind of the rules can be applicable to write the IUPAC names? Rules. First rule. Select the longest carbon chain. This is the first rule. Select the longest carbon chain, including functional group bonded carbon. Including functional group bonded carbon. This is the first rule. Functional group bonded carbon. Okay, what is the first rule? Select the longest carbon chain including functional group bonded carbon. See here I am taking a organic compound like this. Now I am selecting 6 carbons consisting chain as a longest carbon chain. Second example, C, then C. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is longest carbon chain. So in another pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also considered the longest carbon chain. Okay. Now I am taking this one as the longest carbon chain. Now the another carbon will be considered the substituent. Next, C, then C, OH. Now let us see OH bonded carbon. It should be present in the longest carbon chain. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't take these 6 carbons containing chain as the longest carbon chain, because rule says that select the longest carbon chain including functional group bonded carbon. Suppose if you select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as the longest carbon chain, that is the wrong pattern. Because in this chain there is no functional group bonded carbon. Whereas in this case See here I am marking that 5 carbons as a chain. In this, OH is the functional group. The OH bonded carbon is included in the longest carbon chain. So that's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbons containing chain will be taken as the longest carbon chain instead of 6 carbon chain. Suppose if you consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So more number of carbons are there, but there is no any functional group. If you consider the 5 carbon chain, OH bonded carbon is included in that 5 carbon chain. That's why rule says that select the longest carbon chain. Select the longest carbon chain including functional group bonded carbon. Let us see one more example. C double bond O, C. Now, like this. See here in this case, C double bond is the functional group. Now I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you select the straight chain, so that has only the 7 carbons. Now I am taking one more chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the longest carbon chain. 8 carbons. Because in this functional group bonded carbon is included. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 carbons containing chain will be taken as the longest carbon chain. So rule 1 says that select the longest carbon chain including functional group bonded carbon. Second rule. Assign the carbons in the chain with numbers. In the chain with numbers from left to right or right to left. From left to right or right to left. Left to right or right to left. But functional group bonded carbon should be assigned with lowest number. Should be assigned with lowest number. Assigned with lowest number. This is rule 2. What is the rule 2? Assign the carbons in the chain with numbers, that is Arabic numbers, from left to right. As you wish, you have to give the numbers for the carbons from left to right or right to left. See carefully. Left to right or another one is right to left. You have to give the numbers to the carbons, but functional group bonded carbon should be assigned with the lowest number. So you have to give the lowest number to the functional group bonded carbon. Suppose functional group is absent. Then we have to give the lowest number to the substituent. Functional group bonded carbon should be assigned with the lowest number. Suppose there is no functional group, then we have to consider the substituent bonded carbon. The substituent bonded carbon should be assigned with the lowest number. Okay. Now let us see the examples for this. Second rule. So I am taking CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. Now OH is the functional group, OH bonded carbon. So select that OH bonded carbon included carbon chain. This will be taken as the longest carbon chain. Only one chain. Second chain is not possible. Now rule says that we have to give the numbers for the carbons. Right to left or left to right. Now I am giving numbers from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I give numbers from right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the first case, what happened? Left to right. See, left to right. So OH bonded carbon gets second number. Right to left, what happened? OH bonded carbon gets fourth number. Rule says that you have to give the lowest number to the functional group bonded carbon. So in this left to right as well as right to left, which is preferred means we have to use the priority for left to right only, because the OH bonded carbon gets second number. If you give the numbers from right to left, the OH bonded carbon gets fourth priority, fourth number. That is the number 4. Okay. Rule says that we have to give the functional group bonded carbon should get the lowest number. Functional group bonded carbon should get the lowest number. So if I give the numbers from left to right, second carbon is the OH functional group bonded carbon. That's why. So select the functional group bonded carbon which possesses the lowest number, that is more preferred. Okay, this is the second rule. Come to the third rule. Rule 3. Rule 3. So rule 3 says that if functional group is absent and the chain is consisting substituents, then assign the carbons with numbers, but substituent carbon should be substituent carbon. Carbon gets lowest number. This is the third rule. What is the third rule? Suppose in the given compound functional group is absent. Then the chain is consisting substituents. So in such case, we have to assign the carbons with numbers. So then assign the carbon with numbers, but substituent carbon gets lowest number. See here, CH3, CH2, CHCl, CH3 is there. If Cl is the substituent, not functional group. Now I am selecting this is as the longest carbon chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right to left, Cl bonded carbon gets second number. Left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cl bonded carbon gets third number. Which is preferred? Right to left is preferred. Because the Cl substituent bonded carbon has second position from right to left. If I give the numbers from left to right, Cl bonded carbon gets third number. Okay, rule says that if functional group is there, we have to give the lowest number to the functional group bonded carbon, even though substituent is also present. If functional group is absent, we have to consider only the substituents only. The substituent bonded carbon should be assigned with the lowest number. Suppose functional group and substituent both are present. Give the priority for functional group. Don't consider the substituents. If functional group is absent, consider the substituent. So substituent should get the lowest number. In which case, if functional group is absent. So remember, see the difference of the substituent as well as the functional group. Okay, functional group represents the characteristic properties, but not the substituent. So that's why if functional group is present, we have to give the lowest number to the substituent. Whereas only substituents are present, then give the lowest number to the substituent. So rule 1 says that, come to the first rule. Select the longest carbon chain, including functional group bonded carbon. Second rule says that assign the carbons in the chain with numbers from left to right or right to left. But functional group bonded carbon should be assigned with the lowest number. That is rule 2. Come to the rule 3. If functional group is absent, then the chain is consisting of substituents and assign the carbons with numbers, but substituent carbon gets lowest number. So that is the rule 3. Okay, come to the rule 4. Rule 4. So rule 4 says that if two or more substances are present if two or more substituents are present, then follow the lowest sum rule. Then follow the lowest sum rule. For assigning numbers to carbon atoms. See this fourth rule. If two or more substances are present without functional group, two or more substances are present, then follow the lowest sum rule. This is important one. Follow the lowest sum rule for assigning numbers to carbon atoms. Suppose here I am taking CH3, CHCl, CH3, CH2, CH3 is there. First you select the longest carbon chain. This will be taken as the longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I am giving numbers from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See here. Left to right, lowest sum rule. What is the lowest sum rule? Cl bonded carbon is 2, CH3 bonded carbon is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Right to left. Right to left. CH3 bonded carbon is 4, Cl bonded carbon is 5. 4 plus 5. 9. Which is lowest number? 5 is the lowest number. That's why, so left to right is the correct method. Assigning the numbers to the carbons, so we have to follow the left to right method, not the right to left method. Because according to the lowest sum rule, if you give the numbers from left to right, we got the 5 substituent bonded carbons. So we have to take the sum value. 2 plus 3, that gives 5. Because Cl bonded carbon is 2, CH3 bonded carbon is 3. 2 plus 3 gives 5. Right to left is 4 plus 5, that is equal to 9. Okay. So according to the lowest sum rule, so the lower value, the substance after some value which will give the lower value, that is the most preferred method to assign the carbons with the numbers. So this is the fourth rule. Okay, rule number 4. Next, rule number 5. So rule number 5. First you have to start with the prefix. Start the writing of IUPAC name. IUPAC name with prefix. First you have to write the prefix. After that root word. Then after that suffix. Again in the prefix, two types are there. Prefix, two types. First you have to say the secondary prefix. After that you have to say the primary prefix. Then root word. Then in suffix, two types are there. Primary suffix. Then after that you have to say the secondary suffix. Secondary prefix tells about the substituent. Primary suffix, if it is present, you mention it. If it is absent, no need to mention. So only one cyclo word will come in primary prefix. Primary suffix, CC single bond, C double bond C, C triple bond C will come. In, I. Secondary suffix, that is function. So I will give the table chart for this. Just to remember, first you have, while writing the IUPAC name, you have to keep in your mind with these key points. First you have to write the prefix, then root word, then suffix. Again the prefix you have to start with the secondary prefix, that is substituent. After that, if primary prefix is present, write down the primary prefix, otherwise leave it. Then go for the root word. Then suffix, first you start with primary suffix, secondary suffix. Suppose there is no prefix, means there is no any substance in the given compound. Directly you start with root word, then continuation with primary suffix and secondary suffix. If substance is there, you start with the secondary prefix, root word, then primary suffix, secondary suffix. This is the fifth rule. Fifth rule. Later I will give the one chart. What are the substance, what are the functional groups. Next, rule 6. Rule number 6. Sixth rule says that, see, indicate the substituent or functional group bonded carbon number before their names. Like 2-methyl. Suppose in this case CH3, CH, Cl, CH3 is there. 1, 2, 3. Second carbon is Cl, na? You have to write 2-chloro like this. Cl is a chloro. Before the substance, we have to indicate where it is located. It is located in second carbon, na? You have to indicate with number. Before the name. Indicate the substance or functional bonded carbon number before their names. Seventh one. Numbers are separated by comma. Numbers are separated by comma, and numbers, comma, designations. Numbers, comma, designations are separated by hyphen. Like hyphen. See this seventh rule. Numbers are separated by comma, and numbers, comma, designations are separated by hyphen. What is that rule? Suppose here I am taking CH3, CH, Cl, comma, CH, CH3, then CH3. You take one more Cl here. One more Cl. Give the numbers. Take CH2, CH3. CH2, CH3. Now I am giving number from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cl, CH3 is there. Second carbon has 2 Cls, na? So that's why 2, comma 2 hyphen dichloro. Hyphen 2, comma 2. Why 2, comma 2? Numbers are separated by comma. Why we are indicating with Cl bonded carbon? One Cl is bonded to second carbon, another Cl is also bonded to second carbon. That's why 2, comma 2. Next, numbers, comma, names. Separated by hyphen. Numbers are separated by comma. Numbers, comma, designation separated by the hyphen. Okay. So that is about we have to indicate the substance or functional bonded carbon before their names. Next, there I use the type. Next, eighth rule says that if 2 or more same substance are present, 2 or more same substituents are present, then write the following numerical prefixes. Numerical prefixes before their names. What is that? CH3, C, Cl, CH3 is there. 1, 2, 3. How many? Two same Cls are there, na? 2 comma 2, dichloro, I am using dichloro. Dichloro. Suppose 2 similar substances are there, you have used the di. 3 similar substances are there, tri. 4 similar are there, tetra. 5 similar are there, penta. 6 similar substances are there, hexa. Hexa, di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. Okay, these terms can be used before their names. So these are the numerical prefixes. Numerical prefixes. Numerical prefixes. So what is this rule? Suppose 2 or more same substances are present, then write the following numerical prefixes before their names. Before their names. Not substance means along with the substance, suppose 2 double bonds are there. 2 double bonds means you have to take the numerical suffix. Double bond represents the primary suffix. 2 similar substance, 2 similar double bonds are there. Double bonds are 2 double bonds are present in the given organic compound, which you have to take the before the primary suffix name. You have to use the word di. So 2 or more substances as well as primary suffixes are present. Then we have to write the following numerical prefixes before their names. So this is also applicable for the primary suffixes, not only for the substance. Suppose I am taking double bond. Okay, you have to repeat the same for the primary suffixes. Let us see that example also. CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2. Double bond is the primary suffix. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no substance, no prefix. Directly start with root word. That is bute. 4 carbons means bute. 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 Then double bond is present at first carbon, third carbon. Bute. 1 comma 3. Diene. Why we are taking di here? This is not the substance. It is a primary suffix. Double bond. So same groups which are present 2 or 3, then we have to follow some numerical prefixes. Then in this case we have to follow the numerical suffix. Numerical suffix. This is not the numerical prefix. Okay. So di can be applicable for the substance as well as the primary suffixes. Okay. Ninth rule says that. Rule number 9. Rule number 8 is if 2 or more same substances are present, then write the following numerical prefixes before their names. Before their names. Suppose if 2 or more different substances are there, 2 or more different substances are present, different substances are present, comma after giving numbers, comma after assigning numbers. After assigning numbers to carbons, then follow the alphabetical order. Follow the alphabetical order. Follow the alphabetical order while writing IUPAC name. What is the meaning of this rule? CH, CH3, CH, Br, CH, Cl, CH2, CH3 is there. Now I am giving numbers from left to right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I give number from this side, 3 plus 4, 6. 2 plus 3, 5. Now Br is there, Cl is there. Which substance comes first according to alphabetical order? Bromo, B. Chloro, C. B comes first now. So 2 bromo, 2 hyphen bromo. After that 2, 3 chloro. 3 chloro. This is alphabetical order. Suppose Br is present at third carbon, Cl is present at second carbon. You consider only the alphabetical order only. First you have to say 3 bromo. Don't consider these numbers. Okay, after giving numbers, you have to consider the alphabetical order. So that's a 2 bromo, 3 chloro. 2 bromo, 3 chloro. So that is the 9th rule. Okay. Now come to the 10th rule. Rule number 10. Rule number 10. If two or more functional groups are present, two or more functional groups are present, then follow the priority order. First COH group's highest priority, then SO3H group gets highest priority, then ester group, then acyl chloride group, after that CN group, then aldehyde group, then keto group, then OH group, then NH2 function group, double bond, then triple bond, then substituent X. This is the priority order. So in the given compound, COH functional group is present, OH functional group is present. COH and OH functional groups are there. Then which functional group you will consider as the main functional group means according to this order we have to follow. Get COH group gets higher priority. COH functional group gets higher priority. So due to that reason only what happens? So due to that reason only, so we can give the more priority for COH than the other functional groups. Suppose COH, CHO is there. You take COH as a suffix, CHO, lower priority as a prefix. So you have the OH C double bond. You take C double bond as a suffix, OH as a prefix. The main functional group is taken as a suffix, another functional group is taken as a prefix. Okay, these are the 10 key points. So are rules to write the IUPAC names for the organic compounds. For this, so tomorrow I will give one chart. Okay, how we can say the prefix for the substance, what type of the names are associated for the prefix, then what are the primary suffix, what are the secondary suffix, then root word. If one carbon is there, we can say meth, 2 carbons, eth, 3 carbons, prop. That topic will be discussed on tomorrow. Okay.